What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is Nyan Racing Cat. His opponent today in the blue color, and I can't click over there because I haven't clicked the view lock button. His name is Hagrid, and he's playing Odin. The map is Marsh. It's currently 1-0 for Nyan Racing Cat. In this promotion series, got to be happy about taking that first win. We're seeing both players change gods. Obviously, Hagrid playing random god throughout this entire tournament. I don't know if he's picked gods or not for this. Sometimes he just picks civilizations. Sometimes he picks random gods. Sometimes he just picks a god. It depends on how he's feeling in the moment. He's a very emotional kind of player in that regard, if that means anything at all to you guys, because I don't know what it means to me. Anyways, Marsh is the map. Norse are the god picks. We do get to see a pretty interesting Norse war here. This one, funnily enough, it's equally difficult for both players to win. So what Loki needs to do to win is to basically hit a flaming weapons timing before Frost, and what Hagrid needs to win is get to Skadi before flaming weapons comes and kills him. And if he gets that, it's not out of the woods just yet, because then you still have the hell possible follow up. You still have myth units that can kill you for a lot. If you get any decent myth unit spawns, like a bunch of Valkyrie, you can get a lot of value out of those against the Odin. Also Einherjar as well, very helpful. Even a ton of trolls. If you can get mass trolls, you can pick off those, throw an axeman really easily, and then the Hersa can go to town. So lots of different options for the Loki player. So we'll see if Hagrid can play this one. Being a random god player tends to mean you lack the specific knowledge that's necessary to win the difficult matchups. So if you're an Odin main, you know all about this matchup, how to fight it, how to macro it, what times you're strong, what times you should be running away. If you're a random god player, like I know how to macro really well because I can play all the gods. I've played all the gods and my macro is great, but not necessarily the correct macro. Everything's nice. It will be nice and efficient for Hagrid, but the correct macro and the correct army decision making is going to be lacking here for Hagrid. So we'll see if that matters in this game or not, or if he can pull it off. Nyan Racing Cat also not a Loki main by any stretch. I don't think I've seen him play much Norse at all. I'm more seeing him playing the Atlantean and maybe the Greeks a little bit, but the Loki not so much. But Loki, in a way, does play himself just a little bit. So we'll see if that matters, if that comes into it or not. But basically you just want to get your temple up, your longhouse up, and spam those Hersa. You possibly might want to make some raiding cavalry as well, just as a little distraction for the throwing axemen. You don't want to be attacking with them. You build one or two of them, and you just kind of use them as a distraction to run in and if the throwing axemen, for some reason are not being microed, hit those raiding cavalry, they will miss because the raiding cavalry will be running around. Now, question is, do we have enough food? Yes, Forseti is incoming for Nyan Racing Cat. For Hagrid, we're seeing Freya come through. He's got a couple more deer left here. Only one hippopotamus here. So this is actually the first issue that I'm seeing arising from Hagrid's random god nature here. The way that an Odin main would play this game is they would send their Ulfsark forward here and eat these boar first, saving these deer for later. He's obviously got two hippopotamus here, but if he was up here on these boar nice and early, he could eat all of those boar. And what might end up happening here against the Loki, the Nyan Racing Cat Loki, is he may get pushed off this hunt and not be able to get access to it, which will slow down his Skadi. Whereas had he gone forward to it early, obviously not knowing about it, but there is hunt on both sides. You just send your Ulfsark forward to go double Ulfsark or something, eat one deer, and then you move to the boar after it's expired. If he had done that, he would have a lot of hunt to play with to get to Skadi, and it would be really difficult for Nyan Racing Cat to find the advantages here. But there's the Forseti, there's the Hersa pumping out, the troll spots pops out, and now just dwarves onto gold. is the starting point for Nyan Racing Cat. And now Hagrid making what looks to be another critical error here for the Norse players in this matchup. Odin, Thor. You want to put these longhouses right in your base. These houses as well going to be very important. Not going to be able to defend against them. The houses need to be inside town center range so that you can defend against it. And right now we're seeing Hersir throwing Axeman for Hagrid, which is definitely probably the correct composition here. But we'll see what happens. Villagers going to be moving forward, probably going to be greeted by these Hersir as well. And the village actually looking for these boar in the middle. So getting a little bit lucky. The relics in the middle of the map. We've got the Trojan Gate Hinge, Khopesh of Horus, a huge relic. Unfortunately, I don't know if Hagrid spotted it. He should be picking that one up. We do see the Valkyrie coming in onto this location does hit the Gatherers. I've said this once and I'll say it again. I don't like immediate forest fires from Odin, from Thor. The forest fire, you should be keeping it to break down natural barriers, or if you've got a big raid of units going for a surround on the villages and then forest firing to pick them all off. Now I've got the Hersir hitting this house here. That's going to allow Nyan Racing Cat to get the favor up. He's got it already in order to get his Hall of Thanes, which should be coming out right about now, or at least before this next Hersir comes out. As Healing Spring comes down into the base of Nyan Racing Cat, that Hall of Thanes still hasn't been researched. An Ulfsark coming over, almost getting sniped there. Does retreat back. We can see that the Odin special power here, unique ability, you can just idle this Ulfsark and get that back to full HP relatively fast. We do see the Hersir moving in. Lots of villagers on top of the pigs for the time being. Does he have husbandry? No husbandry. Hall of Thanes is coming out. Does he have resource of honey? Yes. Got to get husbandry when your units are on pigs. It's vitally important. Now we do see the villagers moving up to this top location. There's hippopotamus here, but the ravens are here as well. Now Hersir moving around, looking for this location. Do spot an Ulfsark here, and Hagrid's got to be super careful to not fight this without his Hersir, because if Nyan Racing gets any myth unit spawns during this, that fight would be over for him. However, we are seeing that the units are about to fall here. One more hit on that Hersir, and it will fall. The Hall of Thanes is awfully close, and he does manage to pick it off. So big win there for Hagrid. Every single Hersir kill hurts the Loki player so much, because those Hersir, you're basically, the plan for Loki is deal as much damage as you can without losing any Hersir, so that when you hit the heroic age, your timing will be beautiful and strong, and you utilize this Healing Spring to just keep that those Hersir nice and healthy so you don't lose any, but does not manage to get the Hall of Thanes out fast enough and cannot survive with that Hersir without that Hall of Thanes. So probably shouldn't have been attacking until he had it, but unlucky for him. Now Hagrid's got the medium infantry. He's looking like he wants to come in and attack here. We do see the Hersir moving out, going to be greeted. This is a brutally strong force of units against these Hersir, especially without the Heroic Age. Once the Heroic Age comes in, these Hersir get very, very strong. He doesn't have an armory, so not getting any upgrades. If you get the Hack Mail, can be very, very important. Now the Hersir coming in, we've got to be super careful here. These Hersir can just ignore the infantry of Hagrid, move around and hit these villages over here. We do see a lone Hersir making his move forward, and the Hersir over here for Nyan Racing Cat darting around. We do see a couple of those throwing Axemen coming out. They're going to get picked off very, very fast, as we see Hagrid managing to snipe one of them before retreating away. Coming back in, we see nice micro from Nyan Racing Cat to dodge the throwing axes there. Now we're seeing a big amount of damage onto that Hersir there, but not quite enough. We still see the Hersir moving in, going to be pushing these villagers back as the throwing axemen chase them. Hagrid not paying attention to this as he's moving forward. The villagers moving into nowhere land here. What is going on? And the villagers still chasing. Hagrid's got no idea. He's still microing over with this army. The villagers chasing this Hersir away, plus a couple of Hersir. This is absolutely huge for Nyan Racing Cat, sacrificing this Hersir. Unfortunately, that will show up the Idle Villager banner there. And now Hagrid's just going to move on to this ball like nothing happened. So nice play by Nyan Racing Cat, but not the execution. Not quite working for him here. And now Hagrid's got to be careful. He's going to be running out of gold very, very shortly. So generally speaking, what I like to do with Norse is, if I get to the nightmare point is hitting 500 gold on the gold mine. That's when you have to cancel units at the very last minute. Otherwise, you may get trapped. We just see a random troll coming in here. I'm gonna be hitting this location, but gets deflected. Now the Hearse coming in. Troll spawn here. Not the best, but will help to pick off those throwing axemen there. And the throwing axemen need to target another troll spawn. The Hearse already on top of that. It's a little bit unlucky there for Nyan Racing Cat, but he's got a lot of Hearse in the back. And there's the Valkyrie spawn here. Population situation 96 to 82. So Nyan Racing Cat super far in front. And an Einhjar spawn here. Going to completely wreck these units here. When that horn blows, all of those Hearse in the vicinity of that Einhjar gets so much more hack damage. In that moment, Hagrid decides to tap out. Hagrid not 100% aware of what he was doing there. I thought he understood it. He cut units at around the 80 population perfectly, allows you to get a 10-minute, or should get about a 10-minute, 10:30 heroic age, 11-minute at the latest. And you're in a really good position. Just had to retreat, but he got caught out by the Hall of Thanes and had to fight it. Had a bunch of units idle back here as well. And in the end of the day, his army just cannot cope with the myth unit spawns of Nyan Racing Cat there. So GG, well played by Nyan. Obviously playing the Loki to perfection here and catching out Hagrid's miss movements. So GG. If you enjoy this game, please consider hitting the follow button on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next game.